The television film Sybil was directed by Joseph Sargent and released in 2007. Jessica Lange and Tammy Blanchard played the two leading roles in this drama. The film was based on the true story of Shirley Ardell Mason, who developed multiple personality disorders and served as the inspiration for the 1973 book Sybil. Sargent released his film 25 years after the original publication in order to depict the main character's gradual development of the mental disorder. In fact, Sybil highlights the importance of timely professional care in the case of multiple personality disorder, while showing the risks the lack of help may entail. Plot summary. The film focuses on the life of Sybil Dorset, played by Tammy Blanchard, a Columbia University student experiencing particular troubles with her studies. In order to cope with her issues, Sybil is sent to Dr. Cornelia Wilbur, Jessica Lange, a certified psychiatrist aiming at diagnosing her patient and providing effective treatment. At first, the doctor's colleague suspects that Sybil exhibits the symptoms of female hysteria and treats her accordingly. Nevertheless, Sybil's condition shortly worsens, as she reports cases of blackouts and memory loss. Such symptoms immediately had Dr. Wilbur concerned, and she decided to conduct a more in-depth examination of her patient. As the history of Sybil's condition is traced back to her childhood, disturbing events from her past are brought to life. As it turns out, Sybil had a physically and emotionally abusive mother, who, in turn, had dementia. The mother had a significant impact on Sybil's mental health even after her death, which fragmented the latter's personality. As the plot progresses, Sybil demonstrates symptoms of multiple personality disorder, and 16 identities appear within her mind. Victoria, a French woman, is portrayed as the leader among these personalities, which is why she remains in control of Sybil's interaction with Dr. Wilbur and refers to herself as the shepherd of Sybil's identities. The doctor connects the patient's condition to her late mother's influence and childhood trauma. Simultaneously, Wilbur's colleagues aggravate the situation by expressing their suspicions regarding the doctor's involvement in Sybil's condition. According to them, Wilbur may have put too much pressure on her patient, thus pushing her toward the multiple personality disorder. The doctor attempts to find the truth during her communication with Sybil's father, who refuses to acknowledge his wife's poor influence on their daughter. However, he later admits that he has been aware of the mother's behavior. Toward the end of the plot, Dr. Wilbur resorts to hypnosis and manages to influence Sybil's personality by having them become the same age as the patient. Therefore, they become mere traits of Sybil's personality, as she openly admits to having been traumatized by her mother. Analysis and evaluation. The film is dedicated to a complicated yet topical issue of young people developing serious mental conditions in the fallout of childhood abuse. Sargent reflects on the problem through the prism of a captivating plot sending a message regarding the parents' influence on their children's minds, as well as the importance of timely and accurate therapy. The story is presented at a quick pace, keeping the viewer engaged throughout the film. Nevertheless, the shattering of Sybil's mind is adequately portrayed, and multiple sides of her new personality are explored. In addition, the message of the story is supported by quality acting by Jessica Lange and Tammy Blanchard, who managed to capture the desired image of their characters. Dr. Wilbur is portrayed as an experienced psychiatrist who is faced with a particular issue and attempts to eradicate the problem rather than cope with the symptoms. At the same time, Blanchard managed to show her characters' distinct personalities on the screen, as well as Sybil's emotional suffering. The film also comments on people's reluctance to accept that their deceased loved ones may not be as perfect as they remember. The message is sent through the character of Sybil's father, who refuses to question his wife's love for their daughter. He sees Hattie Dorset as nothing but a caring mother and cannot accept the fact that her abuse was the reason for Sybil's condition. At the same time, Dr. Wilbur's strength is highlighted by the adversity she faced when communicating with both Mr. Dorset and her own colleagues. Despite doubt and suspicion, she stays on the course and manages to provide her patient with effective treatment. Being the only person who did not question Sybil's history of abuse, Dr. Wilbur's character became the director's way of showing the importance of trust in therapy. She is opposed to her more traditional colleagues who did not perform a more in-depth evaluation of the problem and diminished Sybil's issues to a mere case of female hysteria. Conclusion. In conclusion, Joseph Sargent managed to tell a compelling and captivating story. Quality performance by the lead actresses added weight and credibility to the film, which was already based on the real story of Shirley Ardell Mason. Sybil did not receive proper care at first, as her condition and history of abuse were disregarded by others, which is why her mental health deteriorated to the point of multiple personality disorder. Dr. Wilbur's timely intervention and perseverance helped Sybil regain control over her mind and improved her overall condition. The film serves as an excellent example of the effect qualified and timely therapy has on a troubled young mind. You can find this and many other essay samples on our website studycorgi.com.